What's going on, everybody? My name is Sabos, and today we're going to be making a scaling by one non-ELS in-depth tutorial. I'm making this tutorial today because I've noticed a lot of people, for some reason, have issues when it comes to scaling by one and your scale factor being set to 100 and stuff when you're doing non-ELS. And a lot of people are complaining they can't follow other steps from other videos or anything. But so basically, this is going to be step by step. Nothing important is going to be edited unless, an autosave comes in and I want to get rid of that. So, today I'm going to be using the Herx 14 Dodge Charger and Rogon's Converted Liberty. Both of them are going to be on SPDFR, so I'll link it to you guys in the description. And before we get started, make sure you guys go ahead and join both of my Discords. Have them linked. And make sure you join Beginly Custom Discord. I'm gonna put that in the description too, because everyone's a ham. I probably wouldn't even want to be doing non-ELS stuff. But let's get started. So after you open up your car, you're gonna, once you download the file, export the RAR or the file wherever you want, and then inside it's gonna be a Z3D, and you basically just double click on it. If Windows asks you to what application to open it with ZModeler. And for ZModeler, you need a license. The cheapest one I think is 1 month, and it's $4.50. It's pretty cheap. But if you don't have it, you might as well just click off, or you can keep watching if you want to learn something, but it's pretty useless for you. But if it's not a Z3D or it's a YFT, then you'll have to import it. Make sure you get, this is the textures browser, and for whatever reason, there we go. You'll add the textures for the YFT. Don't actually try to add the YFT, but the specific textures. If I go in here, you see there's textures and stuff. You'll add your textures, and then you'll import the YFT. But since we're working with a Z3D, we're gonna merge. If you already have a car open and you wanna add another part or a light, just click merge. So we're gonna go here. My stuff is inside of his ZMod dev folder. The Liberty, this one, yes, Rogon's Liberty. Just double click it. Once you get here, click all, and there you go. It's not on. You can see the door mounts are off and it's not centered, but I'm not gonna go crazy about it because it's just a tutorial. So what I basically did is this: untick the car. Now you want to go to select. If it's already selected, left control and right click on your mouse and just drag over it. And if you have it selected and you see this little auto thing over here, you can either click off on it or you can hit spacebar and it'll turn it off. But for now, we're just gonna scale it down a little bit to fit onto the roof or the top, whatever you like to call it. I'm gonna scale it on both X and Y axis. I'm gonna go down. The closer you are, the smaller or the less amount it will actually scale it. See, look, it's going pretty slow. But if you come all the way up, look how, yeah. And this is your undo and redo buttons. I'm gonna undo that so I can go back in and scale it down to the proper size. But like I said, we're not gonna do it perfectly or anything. I just want to get it so the door mounts are there. And we're going to scale it down on the Z-axis now. And then we're just going to move it back up to a little bit. This is fine for this. It's alright. It's not terrible, but this isn't what we're focused on right now. So now that you did that, you go unselect it. And just to be safe, select over the whole thing again. Reset. Click reset to world. Reset to world. And just click anywhere in your views. You can click in any of the views. And once you do that, now I typically do it a couple times, make sure it's proper, and then you want to go to center object right here. Once you do that, you can go ahead and copy it. Once you've copied it, for whatever reason, if you select anything over here in the display view, you'll have to go back to Quadr and redo it. But if you already have Quadr and you're using anything here in the modify tab, then you won't have to reselect the Quadr. Once you do that, copied, you want to click on the very top thing in your hierarchy. You can do this. You can click on that, just like I think almost any other program. You hold down Shift and select the bottom one. It'll select all in between. Right click and click Convert to Dummy. After you convert it to dummy, just drop everything back under to where they belong. And since this light bar already comes with the lights pre-set up to like blue and stuff, because this was how I was gonna do it most of it. Yeah, I was just gonna do back and forth, because that's all we need. But if you want to change it up a little bit, if you want more sirens, basically go to Quadr, select them all, go to polygon mode. It's up here, top right, polygon mode, and you'll select for whatever reason. There we go. You'll select whatever lights you want. Say I want to deselect these, or I want to disconnect these. Go back to Modify tab and click on the Detach. This is this one right here. It's the fourth one down under Submesh, and you simply just click anywhere, and you see detached it. But I'm gonna undo that because I want them attached. And so now the next part is figuring out which ones are red and which ones are blue, whatever one's in the hierarchy. So we see that one is blue. So for us, this is going to be Siren 7. I'm going to show you guys in a minute the sheet you can reference, but there's certain, or not Siren 7, this is going to be Siren 8 blue, Siren 8 for us, and then we're going to go ahead and name red Siren 7. But it's going to take guys a while to remember the lights, but I'm going to drop this down in the description. These are basically all the Siren IDs. You have 20 Siren IDs, and basically what this is, it's going to allow GTA to read your sirens so that they actually flash in game. They're not just sitting on, but of course when you scale to 1 you won't see it, but still, so they're not sitting on. You can go in the carcos and change any of these. So if it's left red, Siren 1's left red, but I want to use it for a front blue, all you got to do is go in. Well, this will be later on. Maybe if you guys want, I'll make another tutorial on this. But basically, all you do, you go in and you change the flashiness rotation value, and that's where this comes into play. The carcos angles. So front will be 0.000. Rear is pi. But we're not going to be messing with this. And you can also change the color with the color value, but that's not necessary. As you see, Siren 7 front red, that's already pre-set up. If you're just starting out with non-ELS, I very much suggest you use pre-set up sirens, because carcos is a whole nother level. At least it was for me. And Siren 8, as we set it up, is blue. So now that we got our Siren IDs, we'll go back in here. And now, the easy part. Well, I guess you can say it's all easy. Select your all your lights, go to scale, and turn off pivot. Some other people, they use the properties tab and they would go to scale and do this. We're not doing that. We're going to click on this scale, and we're just going to left click anywhere in the window, go to all axes, click on it once, select the whole number. Don't select the decimal. Be careful that you don't select the decimal, and you literally just click 1. If you have 1, make sure pivot's off and axes is turned on. Click OK. As you can see, your lights literally disappear. You'll have to zoom in very far for you to see them. And what this basically does, it scales your lights down, because in non-ELS, the game is going to upscale them however much. It's not like extras where they turn off. You know, you can toggle them on and off, you know, like ELS. But with non-ELS, they're constantly on. The lights are constantly on, and the way they flash is that when you turn your sirens on, GTA upscales them, whatever your value is. And so, us scaling to 1, our scale factor is going to be set to 100. So now that we did that, all we have to do now is we're going to LO all of this stuff. First, though, rename your glass to Siren_glass 1. And then you can take your base and name it to MISC_base. That's how I do it. And we're just going to quickly LOD this, but we're only going to do it up to L1, because, you know, this isn't a proper card, but you can, if you're making this for permanent, you can go up to L3. You'll basically just do it 3 times. For what the heck, I'll just do it 3 times, and you should have a total of 4 under every one. Here's my least favorite part about modeling, the LODing. What you want to do is you want to click off LO. You want to click, make sure you're on the right thing. And I did that, my bad. Make sure you're on the right thing and click convert to compound. You see it compounds it. Well, it's not already compounded, but it's setting up to be compounded. And you want to lock it here. After if you locked it, click LO. Take the first one, drag it up. Now click L1. Take the first one, drag it up. And so on with L2 and L3. And you're going to do the same. But first you want to click off. If you click on it and you click off, it's gonna shut it down. And then you want to unlock that and just click. If there's something below that you want to do, click on convert to compound, and you'll do the same. LO, drag, L1, drag, L2, drag, L3, drag, and that's it. I will be back when we're done, or when I'm done compounding the rest. Done compounding, we did all the LODs. You just want to toggle your stuff back together, and now is where we make the collisions. If you wanted to make this an extra, all you would have to do is rename your base to extra. So I guess we'll do that. I'm sorry for that, but rename your base to extra, take everything below and just drag it under. And what this is going to do is going to be in game. You'll be able to turn off, or you'll get rid of your lights, you'll get rid of your sirens and all that in there, so you can have like visors or something in there. But this is not properly, I only properly scaled it. It's not this. The middle of this should be lined up with in between the doors, just so you guys know. But now what we're basically going to do is make literally a box. So this is for the collision. Go to top right. Under here you'll see all these shapes. Click on the box, and all you gotta do is zoom in. I'm gonna make this a little bigger so I can zoom in more. Zoom in, and just to save time, you could just, or you should just go in each individual, because you're gonna have 2 boxes. You're gonna have a siren glass collision, and you're gonna have the extra collision. The extra collision is when it gets turned off, or when you just untoggle the extra. It's gonna hide everything. It's not gonna show the sirens and stuff, because if you don't make the collision around the extra, it's going to still show the lights when you toggle them. So as you can see, this the extra is really only, the base is only this, really. It's this. The glass is what's bigger, but to save time and to, you guys get the gist of it, we're just gonna click once. Don't hold and drag, but click once. Go out to the stance of your item, click, and then click one more time, and just click OK. And now you see the box is made. Now we have to get this box up here and over the mesh. So you're going to select, and you go to quad R again, and you're going to select the box. If you're on your front view, which I typically do because it's easier to see, you click on your Y axis. If you're in the top view, click on your Z axis, and it'll drag it up. And you just want to drag it up until it hits to your liking. But again, this is not meant to be perfect in any way. So once you get it on there, you're gonna go into Vertex, and this way you can drag, any of the angles without dragging the whole box. If I want to do this, I can do that. I can mess with them. But drag the bottom two, or whatever you need. You might need to move it on the x-axis over or whatever. But if you don't, then don't mess with it. But that's literally it. Go back to object mode, and we're gonna, you can see it's not fully over, but you're gonna copy the box. So you go over to create, you go over to copy, and you're gonna take one of them. It's going to be extra _1, and you need capital letters in the brackets, and or the game's not gonna read it, or Z model is not gonna read it as collision. enter, and rename it. Do the same with the other one. Siren underscore glass 1 bracket capital not collisions but col. And then once you do that, select them all, or select them both. Untick LO, tick collisions, and just click convert to compound. Do that again, tick collisions, convert to compound, and now you can see if you did it right, it'll show up as collision right here. And now all you do, drag siren underscore glass under the siren underscore glass, and drag, you just put the extra collision right there. What I'm going to do is deselect them both, and we're going to go here. You could have just what I did. The glass wasn't being shown, so I basically just ticked them back together. You could have just clicked show it all, and it will show. If you want your car to be shown, it will show all of it. And you can also click hide all, and it will hide everything in your hierarchy. But now that we've done that, and you want to open the hierarchy for the car, you want to go and drag this. I drag this to the top of my hierarchy. Some people put under dials, but I drag it to the top. And that's basically it. Now you want to, please don't forget to do this. Come up to your top left next to your texture browser I mentioned earlier in the video. Go to material browser. And because I had a lot of stuff on this vehicle already, I deleted it all. I have to delete these, but you won't have to do this, hopefully. And if your Z modeler freezes, what I do, it fixes or works for me. Go into Chrome full screen and come back, and it still hasn't worked. So I'll be back once it stops being stupid. Alright, my Z modeler stopped being dumb. It unfreezed. And now you want to go find your light submissive. It's typically all the way at the bottom. You want to find your light submissive material. And you want to take it and you want to drag it all the way up in front of default material. Once you've done that, if it's all the way up there, then you're set. Now you want to delete your base. If your car has one, select over the whole vehicle. You're going to right click with quad R, and you're going to select over the whole vehicle. Go to properties, and you're going to go down to user defined options. I've personally have never dealt with this crash, but we're about to see if it breaks something. If you have a base, you're basically just going to go here and click delete, and then you click apply. But since I don't have a base, I'm going to deselect the car, and this is in, I have it named as 14 Charger. Whatever, once we go to export, don't worry about this. We're going to export. You cannot export the car. Say you have the car in as 14 Charger, but you want to export it as police or PD1 or PD2. Z modeler will not export it properly. You need to have it, whatever it is in your hierarchy, is what you're exporting it as. So we're gonna go to File, Export. I'm gonna find, this is where I put all my vehicles, and you can see I already have 14 Charger in here, so I've zipped it up before, and they'll give you a backup, but that's not important. If you're gonna release your models, I suggest locking it, but when you're exporting it without the underscore high, this is how I do it, or my game crashes and I get errors. So you're gonna go to export LEDs. If you're regular, no high, just click all but highest, and then you're going to export 14 Charger and just click enter. For me, I already have one, so it's asking me to replace. For you, it shouldn't. But if you've done everything alright, you'll get this. Don't worry about missing textures. I've yet to have a problem with that. And then go back in, name underscore high, go back, export. You can click on that and then just add underscore high. Then now you want to go and you want to click on the highest only under the export LED options. Do that, and you just export it. And now you want to launch up OpenIV. I'm gonna go to my server for once you got OpenIV, open it up. Windows. If you don't have OpenIV, you you've already messed up, because you honestly should have it by now. But we're gonna go to OpenIV. You're gonna go into edit mode, and you're going to, I'm gonna delete this, but you're going to go to new texture dictionary, and you're gonna put in the name of whatever vehicle, or whatever your vehicle is named, and here you're gonna have a blank YTD. See if you, let's see if I put in the vehicle in game right now as it is, you're gonna notice, watch, it has no textures. The vehicle is not, you know, going, it's gonna work, but you have no textures. It's gonna spawn in, it's gonna be white, or it's gonna have the regular textures that GTA has that requires to go on it, but for every other custom part you have, is gonna be white. So what we want to do is we want to go add the textures. So we're gonna go to 14 charger for me. I'm gonna click import at top left, and we're going to go to, once you click on import, go to your Zmod folder, and we're gonna go to, first I'm gonna go to where I stored my vehicle. This is it, dev, these are the textures. Shift click open. After you click OK, Zmod, or not Zmod, open for it just takes a tad bit. And now you want to go to import again. You want to go back to where you have your light bar. Here I have my light bar. Select, open. Following files is not imported. For this, I don't think that texture matters all that much, but what you would want to do is you want to go to paint.net. If you have paint.net, that's where we export it as a .png instead of a .dds. But once you got your textures in, click save. Depending on your computer, it might take a tad, or it might not. But now we're gonna go look at the model itself. See, look, yeah, that texture doesn't look like it did much for me, so I'm not all that worried about it. Now all you want to do is just take this, literally take your YTD and drag it in here, and you're done. You're done with that part at least. Now you want to go back to your main. You want to get your Carcos file. I'll drop a link to where you can download stock Carcos. You're gonna have to do some stuff, but stock Carcos, you're going to have the normal scale factor is going to be set to 2. That's the stock scale factor, because GTA, the developers, stock cars, their lights are scaled down to 0.5, so it's to 2. But us, we scaled it down to 1, therefore we have to scale it up 100. So how do you count your sirens? Well, first you should set a custom ID. The name doesn't matter at all. See, my custom ID is 475, and I'll show you guys later how to go into car variations and do that. But you basically, you see the brackets. If you have Notepad++, I advise against using anything but Notepad++. If you notice, it'll click the brackets. This is where the siren ends. This is the beginning of the siren. This is the end. This is siren 1. We use siren 7 and 8. Siren 1, siren 2, siren 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And once you get to 7, at the bottom will be your scale factor. Towards the bottom, right here, this is your scale factor. Normally it will be set 2. We want to set it now. Just put in 100. That's it. Oh, wrong button. You're going to do the same with Siren 8, or the other siren you use. Instead of it being 2, set it and change it to 100. After you're done, click save. It's for this right here. It's grayed out for me because I already had it set to 100. That's how the Carcos was for me. But for you, it'll be blue. Click it. Once it's grayed out, it means your changes are saved. After that, you want to go to your car variations, and you want to grab or copy anything. You can copy a stock GTA police Carcos, or not Carcos, car variations. And once you get that in, assume you guys know how to do them. I'm not going to show you guys how to do the car variations unless you know, if you need help with that, just come in the Havoc Mods Discord and I'll help you guys out with that. If you once you get down to the bottom, you're gonna see the siren settings value. Leave the light settings value, as a default. Don't mess with that, but just change it to whatever you set your cargo's ID as. Mine was 475, so I'm going to set it as 475. I'm going to save it up here again and close it out. And now I'm going to start my server and I'm going to launch Fivem. You shouldn't. Oh, my bad, guys. You're gonna also want to go into your server.cfg. After you have your resource, I'll give you guys a resource.lua template. Which you want to go in here and you want to start. Mine's just all messed up, but you want to start. See, I have mine listed under 13 Tahoe. Fivem will not read your stuff if you don't start it. So you just go no caps, start 13 Tahoe, or whatever your file is named. I don't expect it to be 13 Tahoe. And then again, click save. Mine was already in there, so I don't have to worry about it. Now once you start your server, you got Fivem open, localhost. If you don't have Radiance V or another lights brightener mod, whatever it is, your lights are going to be very, very dim in game. But till then, if you already have it, you don't need to worry about it. But until I load into the server, I'm going to skip this part. Okay, so we just spawned in game, and I'm not telling you guys how to install your menus. You should already have that. You have Fivem. But you want to go, and I have my car in as 14 charger. If you did it right, your car will spawn in. We're about to. Okay, so that crash did nothing. Okay, let's see if the lights work. Yep, your lights work. There's no environmental lighting because we didn't set it up. But this, if you did it right, your lights will upscale and they will flash properly. And now if you see, we go to the modifications, what the collisions did, turns it off. It's that easy. Toggle it back on. Sometimes, for whatever reason, you will need to fix your vehicle or repair it in order for your lights to show back. But guys, that has been how you make a non-EOS vehicle scaling by 1. Hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to join the Discords that link below. I have all the resources and stuff I use in this video linked below as well. Would you like the video, like, subscribe, and need any more tutorials or need help, let me know in the Discords, or you can comment below. I'll see you guys in the next one.